there's a rabbit. Watch out, rabbit. Bike is not happy. So folks, this is Mike Cayley 7 coming to you on this foggy day. Haven't been out for some time now. I had no real ideas to talk about, and I figured you'd be bored just watching me ride. Plus, it's been raining lately. That sucks. So, here I is, riding again because I thought of something to say. Alright, so first topic. The Harley Davidson thing with the electric engine that they have these days. The first thought is it's ironic that the people who absolutely despise the motor company, Harley, no matter what Harley does, it's automatically poo-pooed or hated or despised. You know, 5 years back it was like, oh, Harley Davidson is 1950s technology. And starting in 2009 with all the innovations in anti-lock brakes and computer systems and new frame and all this stuff, bigger engines, it was harder to say that it was 1950s technology, especially since they got rid of the Springer. But still people said, oh, you know, it's still old technology because the stereotype survived despite all evidence to the contrary. And then Harley comes out with this electric motorcycle. And what's the first thing people say? Oh, you know, it's gonna suck, it's terrible, I can't believe it, horrible, Harley. If you're gonna hate it, you're just gonna hate it. No matter what Harley does, you're gonna hate it. Because you're a fucking moron. That's all. You're just hating on shit to hate on shit. But the larger point is, I'm noticing Harley's new strategy with the innovating and the listening to customers. It's about time, right? They got a new CEO back in 2009 or 8 or whatever, and so they've made a lot of changes, and they're doing a lot better. Their market share in the cruiser market has gone up again, and I mean they still have a long ways to go, but they're doing better. Project Rushmore is a huge success. Look at me, I'm on one. And I think this new development. Oh, look at this guy. Boy, that came out of nowhere. Good thing I wasn't speeding. So, this new change in Harley, in part because of the bad economy that we had in 2008, but also in part due to the nature of consumer expectations, I think. And here's my point. Because we're used to newer, better computers every couple of years, newer, better phones every couple of years, newer, better televisions every couple of years, we're used to these advancements in technology and in innovation on a rapid scale. Rapid pace scale, and I think that's a new development now in the history of the world. I call it the innovation imperative. So the motor company, I think, is getting behind that philosophy, saying, you know, we have to come up with newer things, better things, improved things on a much more rapid basis. Otherwise, nobody will buy our stuff, and we'll get out-competed. And I think it's a good thing. This idea that you have to come up with newer, better stuff every couple of years, I think that's a really smart thing, and it's new for human history. We actually expect our telephones, televisions, and computers to be, you know, way more advanced than they are today in just 5-10 years. I mean, look at what in the last 14 years, since 2000, the development of smartphones and the evolution of cameras, YouTube, the advent of YouTube. So these things are changing much more quickly. Think about the telephone. The telephone really didn't advance much from the 50s to the 80s. Rotary phones pretty much were the thing. I mean, you had push-button phones, but mostly it was rotary phones. And then all of a sudden, people started coming out with a cell phone. But even that took a long time to develop. In the 80s, you know, they had cell phones, the really big, ugly ones. And then in the 90s, people started using smaller ones, but they had antennas on them. But it took a good 10, 15, maybe even 20 years for the technology to get to where we are today. So, it's an expectation in our culture now. And if stuff doesn't improve quickly, people start getting mad. We're spoiled. Think of all the thousands of years the technology didn't move. The stone tools, and you know, it took hundreds of years to develop to bronze, and then hundreds of years to develop to iron. It just kept taking forever for this stuff to happen. And now it happens in a couple of years. I like that. Some people don't like all that high-paced change. Maybe future generations, the kids of today, when they get old, maybe if technology doesn't advance as quickly, they'll be the old people going, back in my day, we used to have a different cell phone every 2 years. Look at you people just suffering with the same technology. Kind of the opposite of people today who, you know, the older folks, I don't want that newfangled technology. I find it funny. So what do you think of that? This new expectation? All right, this is Mike Cayley 7. I'll talk to you later.